are the queen, and I am the rook. You are the fire, and I burn like a book. Don't know how this one ends till I die. And the honest part of reliable is the lie. The greater the power, the more the abuse. You are the hand, I worship the bruise. If romance is dead, I guess I'm a necrophiliac. But every god needs a sacrifice. I am the cross and you are the Christ. So
Woo-woo.
I drink.
Well, I missed you so much.
Ditto.
I missed
Times
you
two.
all summer. Beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Children.
Hello, friends.
Welcome.
We're back.
We are
We're
back.
We're like herpes. Just when you think we're gone, we pop back up.
Oh my God. And here we are now, more stressed, more heavy with child, and more
but not me.
unhinged than ever.
I'm just heavier. I like chocolate and I like cookies. So
I'm not even going to joke around that this season is already going off the rails because it basically has no rails.
none. Not a conductor, nothing.
This is like technically that part of the Polar Express where that train full of children is like careening across the frozen lake and the lake is like breaking. That is the thing, right? That's the thing. I'm not just picking up in my head because I swear I've only seen that movie like one time in total.
Never seen it.
But I'm pretty sure that's a thing that happened.
Probably.
And that's us. That's us right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be jumping off. I'm like a hobo this season, if I may. I'm a stepmom this season. You won't see me as much, but you will have amazing co-hosts. And it's going to be like, you don't even miss me. You're going to be like, who even is Christina? Nobody cares.
You know, I love my Christina and I love my Christina hardcore, but I am pretty excited for some of the people I have coming on as guest co-hosts. So, and I think they're pretty excited as well. Our lineup for the first half of this season has me dropping my jaw. I am so stoked.
Can we talk about some of these people we're going to be talking to?
Oh my God, go ahead.
I will be talking with Marian, of course, with Spaghetti Benetti, who we have today. Mr. Chandler Morrison is coming back because he didn't get enough of us the first time around.
Episode.
So enjoy me looking like a complete fool. And I will be here for Harding's interview because I'm a fangirl. So who are you taking care of?
I believe that I will be talking with the amazing godfather of Splatterpunk, Brian Keene, the OG of it all, Mr. Brian Keene. At this point, poor man is recovering from COVID, but I believe he should be episode number 3 of this season. I will be co-hosting with him with my dear Dustin Whalen, Captain Crippy from TikTok, who was the whole reason we had our Swan Dong submission contest last season. I also get to spend time with Paula Ash and a very special co-host. And I believe I will be oh my God, I can't even remember who all I'm talking to.
Triana.
Holy shit. Oh yeah, Triana. TikTok.
You'll be doing Triana.
Triana.
And if you guys, here's the thing. If you guys have not seen his thirst traps, like they have me rolling because
they make me laugh like, so hard.
They exude like sexuality, but like I've read his books, so I don't like have that, but I know that there are fans that are like drooling on themselves, and it's just funny.
That is the funniest thing about Triana, is because having had the opportunity to meet him in real life and hang out with him, like that is not the vibe that I have for Christiana in any way, shape, or form. I'm like, you are like the brother I always wish I had. You're like
that's what he feels like.
teddy bear. Like, you would have been the best brother to me ever. And I watch these videos and all I can do is laugh.
Yes.
And it's not that he's not adorable, because I just can't wait to rag on him for this. He's totes adorbs, but I love him, but I love Bear even more.
Right. Like,
it's like Kamanal and Boney. I'm like, you guys are great, but let me pet your dog.
Right. Like, hello, pupper. Like, I see you and I acknowledge your existence, but I am not interested at this moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's, you know.
I have some other people. We have quite a few people in the lineup here, and we apologize right now because this intro is going to be a little longer than usual because we haven't had a chance to yap at each other in months.
You guys have missed us,
and we have so much to tell you. So if you don't like our banter, go ahead and keep clicking forward. The interview will probably start in about an hour or so. Not really, but maybe. But I totally forgot what I was going to talk. Oh yeah, the second half of the season. So we do have to take a little break in the middle so I can pop out this baby that I'm having. But we should be getting back to it hopefully February, March of 2023. If not sooner, depending on how I feel. And the second half of the year looks amazing. And there may be a few surprise additions prior to my delivery at the end of November. So we'll see what we can work in before my world starts doing some barrel rolls here. Let's talk about what we read over the summer. Do you have anything in particular that you would like to recommend to the people?
Friends, everyone involved. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start?
I'll just start 5. I picked 5. I don't know. Are there 5? Can you narrow it down to 5? Okay.
I picked 3. I only picked 3. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. I have to find a picture of one of mine because it's on my Kindle and I don't have it in paperback yet.
This one. Absolutely.
Tell our pod streamers what that is.
It is Notches by Mike Ennenbach. He writes one in here called Persephone. And if I don't understand why this isn't being taught in schools, because this is fucking stunning. This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever read in my life.
I'm slacking on the Ennenbach.
No questions asked.
I really need to start reading his stuff. You sent me Cuckoo ages ago with his permission, and I just found it in my email again this morning. I was like, fuck my life.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Seriously, this one, I don't typically put an author twice on my top 10 list. Yeah. Second one on my top 10 list this year.
Beautiful. Yeah. What else?
Stunning. Jane Doe by our own Ash Eric Moore. Okay. Have you read this one?
No.
Girl. Okay. This one, you think it's going to go one way? Totally goes another way.
Oh, just smash ass. Hitting us
Smash ass got me. He got me with this one because, like, you're thinking in your mind, don't kidnap women. And then you're like, don't kidnap women. And it just turns where you're just like, wait, what? And it was
kidnap women. Oh,
don't kidnap women.
Don't kidnap women.
But it's even like, it's not what you just pick it up. I think it's like $5 on Amazon. Just pick it up. Do you want to know what emotional torture looks like and emotional damage?
Heart murder? Not
heart murder. Emotional damage. Because heart murder is something that I will expect from a specific author. This is more emotional damage where I wanted to chuck the book, but in a good way.
Oh, I saw you posting about this. Okay.
Reincursion by Ryan Harding
based on this
Jason
cover.
Tavner.
Based on this cover, I am not sure what to expect. What is the concept here? Because I'll just tell you right now.
Please.
I tend to be a cover person, and the title doesn't give me much. So, but based on that cover, no matter how cool it is, I'm not sure if it would be my vibe.
It will be, and I'm going to tell you why. So, Reincarnage is the first one. This technically can be read standalone, and you're still going to get everything that you need. Reincarnage was started in your face all the way through, tension building. This one is a slow burn at the beginning, and you get to know all about the characters and begin to form emotional relationships with them. And then they just fucking ruin your life.
Oh, Game of Thrones style. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And that is Reincursion. This is Reincursion by Harding and Tavern.
Jason Tavner. Yes. And for our listeners, a little birdie told me that there is an email in this book that if you take out mail in it, in the actual email address, and you send a message to a specific character, you'll get a bonus chapter that no one else has read. I'm literally the first person to get it, and it is perfection.
Shut up. Yes. That's freaking wild.
So you didn't hear it from me. I'm not snitching. Wink, wink. Is that not
crazy?
Cool?
I love stuff like that.
I did too. That's why I was like, and it was funny because like I'm an idiot when I send emails, and I was so embarrassed, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go balls out and send this poor man a dumb email. And I did, and I got a chapter back. So
I love anything that comes with little Easter eggs. Like you have a Spotify playlist for your book. I need it. Like that stuff gives me life.
Well, just so you know, Harding is.
I see. She's literally got like 150 tabs in this book, y'all. For those of you who are just strict listening, it's like a freaking post-it rainbow.
Just wait until his interview, and you see one of his books. Just one has over 170 tabs. Just one.
Girl.
Yeah.
Honey, your brain is bad.
So, just so you know, get prepared. Marian, I've been yakking. Tell me some stuff you've been reading.
The first one I want to talk about is Jeff
Strand's. I want to read that so bad.
Briefs.
I want to read that so bad.
This collection is fantastic. Jeff Strand's one of our OGs, and I have to admit, my first introduction to him was through Baker's Dozen from Candace Nola's Uncomfortably Dark Press. And
who's won?
I had very fleeting interactions with him at AuthorCon, and yet still managed to fall in love with just his sweetness. And then slowly but surely I've been like crawling into Jeff Strand world, and now I just adore him. And this collection is hilarious. The stories are just several pages in length. I had the chance to hear him do the crazy car salesman reading at AuthorCon, and I have not laughed that hard in my entire existence. It's been a long time. That Freaky Briefs. It is free through Amazon Kindle Unlimited, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you like horror plus comedy, this is the way to go. One of his personal best friends is somebody I also read an amazing collection from this summer, which is A Bouquet of Viscera by Bridget Nelson.
That cover. Can we just pause for a second?
Everything about this book, even
cover?
the inside of the book.
I didn't know that.
Look at that. Is that
and
not
if you guys
fantastic?
if you guys aren't watching us, it's really beautiful, like flowers around the edges of every single page. Holy cripes. Yeah,
Isn't
that's
that
beautiful.
gorgeous?
Okay.
Yes.
You told me I have to buy
this. This is an amazing
copy.
collection. And this woman, this is her first collection.
Yes.
And she proves in this collection she can do everything from creature features to cosmic horror to supernatural thriller. She just hits every single mark, and she hits it with finesse. I read this entire thing in like 2.5 hours because I could not put it down.
Right.
It was, my children were just like standing in the pool, like, why are we still here? Because I read it while we were at the pool, and I was like, because I'm not done yet. Keep swimming. Like, we're not going anywhere until I'm done. And then earlier on, I read Judith Sonnet's The Clown Hunt. I hate clowns, but this takes it for a total twist. And she writes Splatterpunk better than, I'm sorry, I love all of our splatter dudes, but Judith Sonnet is the reigning champ. She is my champion of splatter. Like, if you want disgusting, gross, horrendous, horrific, just absolutely horrible, she's a bamf. And Judith won the gross out contest yesterday at KillerCon in Texas. And you know who took second place?
Who took second?
Bridget Nelson. I love these two women so much. If something happens to my husband and I'm like on my own, I'm literally going to get in touch with both of them and be like, will you build a commune with me? And can we just all live together and be those weird ladies that everyone thinks there's something really creepy going on? And just like raise all of our families together, because you are the kind of women you can come from Alaska. We'll get you down here because you're the kind of people I want helping me raise my children.
Ooh, I am not. Oh,
they are marvelous.
Have you read from Judith? Have you read Your God Can't Save You?
Not yet.
Okay, so Harding and I, buddy, read that. And it is the novella at the end fucked with me so bad.
When I say Banff, I mean Banff. Like Judith Sonnet, she's gonna have she's built a legacy already.
Oh,
and not enough people know her name. Like her name needs getting to be out there. Just as record. I would really like to have her on the second half of this season. We haven't spoken to her about it yet, but she was. Oh, she's on our list. Because we need to talk with Miss Judith, because
I got some things
when you think Splatterpunk, it shouldn't just be Triana, Beauregard, Volpe, Wrath James, White, one of the first names that should pop into your head is Sonnet. I'm just saying it now.
Definitely getting there. I think she's still a little too new to be exactly.
She's so prolific,
but she's getting there. I do have Clown Hunt in my to be read though. I did buy that one.
It's a great one. If you have not read Elias Witherow's The Black Farm, this was not what I expected. This is like what dreams may come if you're having the worst fucking trip of your life. And this was way beyond anything I have ever expected it to be. The layers to this, on a very superficial level, it is one of the most brutally violent books I have ever read in my life. And there were times where like it caught my breath. What
I want to read that
I was seeing in my mind. It's hard. But then on a secondary and deeper level, it takes you into some emotional places where you really like question yourself, your perceptions, your judgments, how you would handle things, cowardice versus bravery, humanity versus monstrosity. Amazing. And then another one that's humanity versus monstrosity. This is not Splatterpunk.
I haven't heard of that one.
Killer Bunny Charlie, also known as Killer Bunny Usagi. She is like my new adopted baby. I love this girl so much. She sent me, this was recently translated from French. This is a French-Canadian author, Patrick Senecal. Now, this is not Splatterpunk. It's not uber violent. The violence in this book is simply there because it has to be there. And it's written in that way where your brain fills in the gaps. She sent me this plus the film adaptation. But this book is about a man whose elementary age daughter is brutally essayed and murdered. The perpetrator is found and pleads guilty, but father decides that the justice system is not going to be able to offer a punishment harsh enough and gives himself 7 days to take justice into his own hands. And it is incredibly clever, thoughtful, smart, brilliant. This is 7 Days by Patrick Senecal. You can get this on Amazon. This is one of the best books that I've read. this year, even though it is not splatter. I would not consider it subversive. I couldn't even classify this as psychological thriller. If I had to shelve this in a library or at a Barnes and Noble, I wouldn't know where to put it.
Right.
Wouldn't know.
That sounds
probably
amazing.
Just lit fic, but it is
books.
Ooh, yeah, put it in books. With all kinds of trigger warnings.
Right. Wow.
But one of the most brilliant books that I read all summer, and I never would have known about it if it wasn't for Charlie. So child, this is I thought about this book for like 5 days after I finished it, lost sleep over it, would like wake up in the middle of the night and think about it. And oh yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. So those are my recommendations from the summer.
You got 5. I got, or yeah, you got 5. I got 3.
Yeah, but I mean, we have plenty for the people.
Oh my god! But here's the thing: like,
they're gonna hear all about it all year.
From when we stopped recording and went on our break to today, I think I'm close to 100. So
yeah.
like,
so how do you pick?
I
and when
honestly,
you read as many books as we read, the ones, okay, so I think what y'all need to understand is when you read as many books as we read, the ones that we choose to talk about are the ones that are going to have the most standout value. There's a reason those were the ones that popped into our brains, is the ones that we were like, oh yeah, I need to speak about this book, because, you know, 5 out of probably the 25 books I read over the summer, like these were the ones where I was like, I have to say something about this.
But it's not that like we don't enjoy the other books.
Oh, I love almost every book I read. But we only have so much time and energy to give to things anymore.
Yes.
And so when something has that really special spark and you hear that come out of our mouths, it's worth picking up.
Maybe.
At least in our opinion. Maybe. Yes. I think it is.
I feel like I scream into the void all the time. Yeah. Fart on them.
Fuck it. I do what I want.
So fun story talking about reading time. My reading time will go down now because I start homeschooling both kids tomorrow.
Me too. Now I'm not homeschooling, but with the start of school and everything that comes with it, we get, and plus the start of this podcast. As soon as we start this podcast, y'all, we just start reading the authors we're about to be interviewing so that we don't sound like dumb fucking idiots
like other people. But you know what, we're just gonna go past that because you know what, I do hot takes all the time now, and I just don't want to get canceled before I talk to the people this season that I want to talk to.
I will fire you.
But after that, you can cancel me all you want to.
I will fire you. Don't get me canceled.
Right. No, just
I'm the nice lady.
Yeah, I'm the bitch. It's like good cop, bad cop, if you think about it. Like, because Marian's so sweet. If you're on her Facebook, like she's so sweet. And I'm over here like, this is fucking pissing me off today. And
I'm like, whoa, Christina, it's okay.
Fired up.
Wow, I'm sorry this is happening to you. This is really hard.
Do you need to talk about it? Do I need to de-escalate?
I'm always here for you.
I'm such a bitch. Like, seriously, I don't know how I have friends. I really don't.
You know what? That's one of the reasons I love you so much.
Should we talk about spaghetti?
Oh, okay. So we are super excited for today's season 2 premiere guest. Welcome, y'all, to episode 16 of Mothers of Mayhem, an extreme horror podcast. Yes, this is episode 16.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
We have declared it episode 16 because last season we actually did not do an episode 16. And the only person who noticed was Drew Steppick. And his brain is bad. And he still noticed. Because none of you other people noticed that none of you yahoos out there said anything about moms. Where's episode 16? So don't even come at me on the Facebook group and pretend like you knew. Because if you didn't
I noticed.
something
No, you
that
didn't.
I noticed. Yeah, no, you say that now. You liar.
Liars.
You
Lying
liars. Yes, none of you noticed there was no episode 16. So welcome to episode 16, Spaghetti and the Meatballs.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm digging it. Do you have any of your amazing
biographical
hidden
information?
secrets?
I always do.
Please.
Okay, you ready? All
Please
right.
start us off.
Okay, yes. So spaghetti.
Love it. I love it already. Jesus.
Spaghetti Benetti, aka RJ Benetti, aka Jamie Benetti, aka Robert Benetti, aka Jim Bob Lungardi, aka this man has so many fucking aliases. I don't even know who the hell he really is anymore. Just to make this incredibly interesting for you, this is the first time I'm actually going to give you biographical information, and it will sound ridiculous, but it is actually true.
Let's see what we're working with.
I am not shitting your dick this time. I swear.
Let's see if there's
this of nerd. This nerd is honestly and truly a part-time stand-up comedian with a full-time job in DC that is top secret, and I'm actually not allowed to talk about it because it's dangerous for him. And that's real. Wait till you see this kid. You're gonna be like, seriously? And we're gonna be like, seriously. I know the more I try to impress upon you that what I just told you is real, the more it's gonna sound fake. But like, Spaghetti is our friend, so Christina and I know what's up. But that's only because he's basically like our little brother now, and we really can't say anything about who this person is in real life because fam protects fam, you know? So like this is the first time where I was like, actually, the real stuff about RJ is better than anything I could make up.
Yeah.
Now, just wait till we get to Triana's episode. I'll have some good stuff.
I hate to do this. Wait till Harding's. I do not want to start this season off on the wrong foot, but I must validate everything that Marian said.
Right?
100% stamped correct.
Yes. I just put her in a position where she actually has to validate the absurd bio information that I just provided you.
I feel like that's us. Like, that's just us. Because usually things are so, Yeah. At this time, I validate and appreciate the effort you put into his bio this time.
Wow, thank you, because it was actually all real. That's all you need to get real biographical information out of me on this show, is to just live a life that's completely absurd. Absolutely absurd. And I'll be like, you got it. That's all. I'll tell them all about it.
Make us not lie. That's all.
Yes, right?
Don't make me make shit up. Like, do you know how exhausting that is to make shit up all the time?
I know, right?
They don't care. They don't care.
Know how hard it is for me to be funny, you guys. Oh God.
I am so not funny. And that's the worst part. I'm not funny. And I think
have to try really hard.
I have to practice in the shower. So you know what? Don't come for me. I do too. So
I'm always funnier after we tape the episode.
Yes. Or before. We're like, we're so funny. And then we get on here and we're like, so hopefully you guys missed us, because this is what you're getting. Congratulations. Buckle up. Season 2.
Before we jump into spaghetti time,
please,
I would just like to give one huge, enormous shout out to Captain 3 Kidneys, Mr. Jay Wilburn. Jay Wilburn is the father of independent zombie horror. He also continuously, both him and Peter Caffrey keep just punching death in the face, which I fucking love it. And Jay finally had a chance to like lean into our show and start listening, and he has become one of our best supporters and like most vocal fans, especially on the community group. And we're gonna get him in here probably in the second half of this season, even if he wasn't, we're gonna get you, Jay. You're coming on the show.
I am a huge Jay Wilburn fangirl, and I have been since I read Seersucker Motherfucker. I was like, after this, I will read this man's grocery list. I don't care. And so they were at, him and Frank Edler were at Scares That Care. And I was having a really fart ass day. They took a picture together and Frank sent it to me. Aww. Because they knew that would, and it, I think that may be my favorite picture of the year.
And y'all, when I went to AuthorCon in Williamsburg this past spring, I literally stopped at Wilburn's table and bought every single book on his table and then shipped them to Alaska for Christina, because she loves Captain Three Kidneys so much. And I have a fucking zombie tattooed on my arm, so I'm a zombie fangirl, which is why I love me some Wilburn and some Keen. But yes, Jay,
we love you, Jay.
We're coming for you. We weren't going to bother you this season because we try to be sensitive about people's life stuff, but you've thrown yourself into our spotlight. So now we don't care.
Sorry about your luck.
We don't care how tired and fragile you are. We're going to bury you in intrusive questions. Get it.
Get ready.
Get ready, boy.
I am about this one because I'm a huge fangirl, and I try to not, it's like some of them just know, and I feel a little bit more comfortable with being weird, but I try to be kind of not weird with Wilburn, but he knows.
I feel like
he fucking knows.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's not necessary.
Yeah. But
I feel like the weirder you are, the more comfortable Jay Wilburn will feel with you.
Right? Oh, well, get prepared because I'm fucking weird.
She's your girl, Jay. In the meantime, I would like to impress upon all of you the importance of you going to both Godless and Amazon and buying everything Jay Wilburn has ever written, so that you are formally and thoroughly prepared for when we get him on here in the spring, because that episode will probably be 4 hours long. So
especially with me, my fangirling, because I'll just start going off on tangents like I did with Morrison, and then but you guys know. So it's not like you tune in because I'm intelligent. You tune in because you like to see me act like a complete fucking fool.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty much. That's why I keep you around.
The only reason she keeps me around is I make her look good.
And believe me, that requires a lot of effort.
But not for me, because this is all natural. Oh, also, spoilers. Cursing, shocker. So we're probably going to talk some shit about Benetti's stuff. So if you don't want to learn about spoilers,
we are going to talk shit about Benetti to Benetti's face.
Yeah. I've heard also that Dwight might be making.
Oh my God, he better, or the show is fucking over. Then this
not even gonna,
is
we're not
all
even
you
gonna
get. We'll be like, Benetti, are you there? Is Dwight there? No. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Mothers of Mayhem.
Suckers.
All right. Is it spaghetti time?
Fine.
It's spaghetti time?
Let's do it.
Oh,
let's do it.
Let's get that meatball in here. Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
Oh.
It's Benetti.
Hamster butt stuff. Hamster butt stuff.
Yeah.
Hamster butt stuff.
You should know what's going to happen.
How are ya?
Good. How's it going?
Where's
your best friend?
Where's
hello,
dog
nice
spaghetti?
Huh?
Where's there's the dog.
Oh,
Oh, hi,
look, he's like that. What
baby.
the fuck is
Hello,
that?
Dwight.
Get a close
You're
up.
the only reason we're here today. Yes, you are. Hi, pal. I love
He's
you.
like, make him go away. Look, he's like, make him go away.
I
don't
just-
like that.
Yeah. I just found out we have worms.
Nice.
Yeah, I say we have worms. It's like we're pregnant. How people say that now.
Technically, you are.
Yeah.
I am very, very happy to be sharing this experience with you and Dwight right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're excited. We're
That's
excited.
great. Oh, RJ Benetti, welcome to the Mothers of Mayhem. We love you.
Oh, love you guys. Thank you for having me. I'm
This is
honored to be on here. Yeah.
well, of all people who deserve to be on the show, it would be you, because this is an important time to note that if it wasn't for you and your hamster butt stuff, this whole Marian and Christina thing wouldn't be. It wouldn't exist, because we found each other by bullying you on Facebook.
I feel like it would have happened with someone else though. There's probably another gross person.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Nobody else is writing about, fucking hamsters.
I was gonna
Okay,
say,
That's true.
if there was
That's
anything that was gonna bring Marian and Christina together, it was gonna be hamster butt stuff.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean,
I
Yeah.
don't know that anybody else could have produced that magic.
hey, Brian Keene, not interested. Benetti's here. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, let's talk about that. So
Mm.
you were just at Scares That Cares, weren't you, in Williamsburg for the charity
Yeah.
weekend, correct, sir? So you were at Scares That Cares
Yeah.
in July, and you were doing the gross out contest, correct?
Okay.
hmm
And what was it that you read at the gross out contest?
It was the very beginning, like first chapter or prologue of Hamster's Ball.
Which is a masterpiece, we
Masterpiece.
just like to say.
Oh.
And they give you a time limit, don't they? You're only allowed to read so much.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes, and then if the audience wants you to keep going, it's like by way of round of applause, you can have 3 more minutes.
I heard something very special happened for you.
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
I won.
You can expand a little bit on that.
Oh no.
Betty won the gross out contest with his hamster butt stuff. But not only that, I heard that Brian Keene made a very pointed statement on your behalf.
Yeah, he had like a moment. It was kind of like a Breaking Bad "I am the one who knocks" moment. But he had a moment where he's like, "I am Brian Keene. I can change the rules." So like I was able to finish the first chapter.
That's huge.
Oh
That's
my
huge.
God.
Yeah.
So right now I have plans to bring him. I should be sitting down with him 2 weeks from now.
Oh, he's awesome. I like
Oh
him.
my God. Oh, I love him simply from having had that chance to meet him briefly and superficially way back when we were in Virginia together in April. But I can't wait to talk to him about this, because I want to get his take on Hamster's Ball, because honestly, I've read, well, both Christina and I have read almost everything that you've written. She probably has read it all, and because I'm a garbage woman, I have yet to catch up with all of it, but I've read a majority of it. God damn it. And that one's my favorite. It's where it all started. It was a very special book to, I think, both Christina and I, for many reasons. And the best part about it is that it involves a guy who smashes hamsters up his ass.
Oh no, he doesn't want to.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you want to or not. The thing is, he still does it.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Once or twice. It's not like the whole book's based around that or anything.
It flips in. No.
Yeah.
It's very subtle. You don't even really know what you're reading until later.
At the heart of it, it's really a romance, isn't it?
Oh, it really, I never thought about that, but it is a love story.
It's kind of a romance with fate, or like in a weird way. Like that started at the beginning, and then it came full circle.
A dance with fate.
Yeah, okay, full circle. Then
I fucking knew you were gonna do that. I was waiting.
You know, we've only been doing this for like 10 minutes. I've already had enough of you.
Oh. Like, oh.
I love you so much.
My mom would say that I wasn't breastfed.
None of my other children
neither
were
were
either,
mine.
so we're used to this.
Yeah,
we have questions. Are you prepared? Christina, ask him a question. I could ask him a question, but my first question is actually kind of heavy.
Okay. It is. Do you want to? Do you want
me
to start with like?
Yeah.
Do you want to go heavy or do you want to go light? What are we feeling?
We can do everything. We can. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do it all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what, Marian? Let's start him out kind of heavy.
Okay. So
let's do this.
This is related to one of your more recent releases, which was Just Another Bloodbath at Lake Wobegon. Now, the thing about this was I absolutely loved it, but I had a very viscerally emotional response to this story, which is available on Godless and I believe Amazon too. Correct, my friend?
Yeah. No, just Godless.
Just Godless. Okay, so it's very affordable. 100% recommend. Now, it ended up dropping at a somewhat sensitive and inopportune time, given a tragic event that had literally just happened like within that week in the United States of America. And I don't want to give the twist away for folks who haven't read the story yet, but it had the potential to create some pretty heavy issues for you as an author based on potential reader reaction and response. How did you cope with that and prepare yourself for what could possibly come your way given those factors?
Well, I think the story, and I'll just spoil it because I first had this idea of a slasher, campground slasher, but what if the slasher killer is just shooting people?
It's a child shooter.
Yeah, and so I thought that was actually like pretty like horrifying, just the thought, because it just felt more real to me. And I actually wanted the people reading it not to know that was going to happen, because I wanted it to be kind of like shocking and maybe feel too real.
Yes.
I wanted, because I love like slasher movies, especially like the trope, the campground slasher. So I wanted it to be in that like almost protective bubble, like feeling like you're gonna be in like sleepaway camp or something like that. And then all of a sudden it just like completely is fucked, and it feels like shocking, and like I didn't see that, because that's kind of like I would imagine what it would be like to be actually in one of those situations. So you're just going about your normal day buying Pringles or something, and then someone starts like shooting people around you. And so I wanted to have that kind of like strong pivot where you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh, and did it ever?
Yeah, because
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he sent it to me and I actually pointed this out to him. I actually said, are you prepared if shit goes down? Because I always do try to look out for like just in case. And I did ask him, and he was just like, it's a story, and absolutely, because it's so funny, because you're thinking that like the worst thing you're going to get is this slasher who comes back, after, and it's not like even spoiling it, because I don't really think it's the whole book spoiled. You're still not going to be prepared for this. like at all.
Oh yeah. And it really slaps you in the face. And I think the only reason that folks such as Christina and myself were concerned about potential backlash was because of the timing, because Uvalde had just happened. Now, after I thought about it for a while, I was like, you know what? We have 15 plus mass shootings in America every fucking week.
Yeah. So like, when's a good time to drop it? You know? Like,
well, that's the thing. It could have dropped any other week and all of that violence still would have been happening. The school shooting still would be happening.
Yeah.
It's just that we had this one incident that was that was more inflammatory, that was on everyone's radar at that time. But at the same time, I was like, the line in the sand is the fact that if it had been any other week, I would have read the book and I would have still had an emotional response.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, why would my emotional response not have been any more extreme than it was in that one moment? Because this stuff happens all the time. So the beauty about this story is that it takes something that's actually happening too often and it places it in that bubble, like you said, of familiarity, which we've already kind of developed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this stuff happens every day and we hardly even hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's become an American trope.
Yeah.
And you took it and you put it in a classic horror trope setting, which then really brought to light how awful it actually is.
Oh, thank you.
So I was like, oh my God, this is wild. Yeah, 100% recommend, y'all.
Oh, without a doubt. Stamped, approved.
Well,
and it took a lot of balls to put it out
Yeah.
at the time that you did to still let it fly.
Yeah, because a lot of people wouldn't have done it. So
I only have one testicle. That's a mom's exclusive.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He laid his only
Boom.
ball on the line
He
for
did.
you people.
Gave it to the devil for you.
And that it would grow to make up for the other ball, but it never happened.
You know, biology. How does it work, right?
I wasn't really worried about reaction because I felt like that might happen. And actually, the strongest reaction I got from that story was someone who I feel like maybe somehow I rubbed them the wrong way or something. I could tell they didn't read the story, but they left a review. Like, this story was so boring. It was like a 1-sentence review. And they're like, nothing happened. I hate it. Something. That was the strongest reaction I got.
It's like, did you even read the damn book? Like, because people who have read it can read that review and be like, you're a fucking idiot. Like,
what do you mean nothing even happened?
Nothing happened. Just, fucking massacre.
Yeah, I agree. But I was also prepared. I mean, Christina messaged me like, you should maybe be prepared and stuff in case something happens. And if it does, I'll like have your back, which I appreciate.
Absolutely.
That.
I have no problem going to bat for anybody except for a few. I don't give two shits about them. They can fucking piss off.
I remember doing my TikTok. You and I were kind of talking in the background when I was trying to figure out how to do my TikTok review on this one. And I was like, I'm basically going to dance around this a little bit while still trying to impress how important it is.
Right.
I'm like, Jamie, I just don't know what to say.
Right? Because I remember he was like, Christina, don't give this away. Because I have a habit of
he told me the same thing, and I was like,
in mine, and he's like, don't do it. Like,
yeah, I really did want to keep that shocking whatever there, but I was prepared if something did happen with like if so and so got upset. But the truth was I viewed it more like I wasn't making it like any political statement. It was just like it was like a horror story. Like it's a horror thing. That
what if this happened?
That really happens. And if someone got upset with that, I'd be like, this happens.
Yeah. About your luck.
And that's what makes it horror, right?
Yeah.
the fact that this stuff does happen all the time and that you're not feeling anything about it until it's thrown in your face as a trope. Now, all of a sudden, you realize how devastating and how horrible this situation is, and you're like some kind of way.
Like you need to ask yourself, why is this affecting me? Is it affecting me because I'm scared of this really happening? You know, like, kind of figure that out as a reader, or not, and just write some shit review that we're gonna talk shit about. So
nothing happened.
I don't want to know who this is, just so I can like call him a bitch. Like, because I'm not a nice person.
If you're listening right now and that was you, Christina don't know who you are, but she wants you to know you're a bitch.
Bitch, all caps, underline, exclamation point, bitch.
Oh,
and
Christina.
You know, I'll stop because I don't want to. I'm trying not to get canceled until the end of the season.
Yeah,
trying. We'll see how that works because I got a mouth on me.
Hit him with another question. Oh wait, he has more to say.
Please.
Oh well, say too. I think it is maybe like just part of my personality that I've always had, where I was always like wanted to. I'm kind of I like to bug people or do stuff that I had a teacher in high school that I accidentally made have like a nervous breakdown, like, but this is a weird side point. I just like to like challenge, I guess, the status quo, because in that it was a computer class and I would always do these pranks with her, and it was Mrs. Birch, and I found out the phone number to the room. So every time she tried to teach, I would call her from my cell phone, and she kind of looked like that lady with lamb chop, if you know.
Sherry Lewis.
Yeah.
And she just started like throughout the semester, like she was just kind of like coming undone at the seams, and it was a computer class, so like she would. And I remember I got everyone in class and to take our wheelie chairs, and we duct taped them in this giant thing. And another time I like made her face the background to every computer in the class. So I just kept that. I was like kind of trouble. And then when I was a teenager, I was always kind of like getting in trouble. So I think some of that has translated into my writing, because if I see something like that I think's like kind of fucked up, or if I see people that I might not I think are like kind of like full of shit or weird or something, I might like kill them in a story or do something with it through like a creative process. And sometimes it is kind of meant to maybe make people feel uncomfortable or something along those lines. But part of me like likes that it does that in a way.
Well, the whole point is to make people feel something.
Yeah.
Something, yes. Right. Just feel something. Also, I'd like to, for the record, state that Mrs. Birch is not a bitch. So Mrs. Birch has my sympathy. So, I'm not always a cunt bag, okay? I'm not always a cunt bag. Sometimes I have feelings.
That's I was absent from school because I think I had like skipped school with friends or something, and we had a test that day. So I had to take it the next day after school, and she had a stack of the tests on her desk. And when she wasn't looking, I took one that I saw had an A, and I was just copying it when she wasn't. And then she counted the tests on her desk and realized one was missing. But before that, I asked to go to the bathroom. I figured out she was onto me, and I threw it in the trash in the hall. And she eventually she started freaking out, like really, it was like the whole tea kettle like boiled over. She knew couldn't catch me, and I texted to get rid of the test in the hallway, so he got rid of it. And she was going through the trash in the hallway when school was out, so the halls were crowded with kids, and she was dumping the trash cans. This 5-year-old woman, and she was like screaming and shrieking and dumping the trash cans in the hallway to look for the test going through the trash. And I was just next to her going, "Mrs. Birch, what are you doing?" Yeah.
I feel like you and I have a lot more in common now. Like I'm kind of a dickbag too, but I'm a really nice person.
Yeah. That's,
Oh, I love it.
oh, I wanted you to know how Mrs. Birch died. So.
Oh, poor Mrs. Birch.
She's still around.
Oh, is she? Oh, thank God. Okay. I was worried.
Shout out to you, Mrs. Birch.
Probably.
Yeah,
Shout out
Mrs.
to you.
Birch. And now you've been vindicated because this butthole really
Did it. I mean,
Mrs. Birch. Oh,
stuff.
I'm gonna send her flowers. Send her flowers.
Yeah.
All right.
Computer. Oh yeah, you have a.
I do have a question. So you started in October publishing on Godless, correct?
Yeah. So I think I mentioned it before, but I went like 6 years where I was writing like constantly I would submit stuff to fantasy and science fiction, which Dad published like a lot of my favorite authors and from like the 70s and 80s and stuff. And I would submit to a couple other literary magazines, but I would do it like once every 6 months, and it would eventually I think they get like thousands of submissions, and then I just wouldn't submit for like 6 months, but I would keep writing stories. I just really enjoyed it. And this was a time in my life like I really had not a lot going for me. I was like I like got like a DUI, and I was having trouble finding a job and stuff, and so I just wrote like constantly. And then once I saw Godless existed, but it happened kind of like in a domino effect where I read The Big Head, and I didn't know you could do that. Like anything in that book, I didn't know you could be that gross, or because I had in some of my other stories like held back, or I was worried what people might think, etc. So I read The Big Head, and then I read Dead Inside, and then I read Moonface by Simon McCarty.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And I just like opened my brain to this whole new like subgenre I didn't even know existed. And it was around that time I kept seeing Drew Stepik's name pop up in these random groups, and I just became weirdly curious about him and like the Godless. I read more McCarty than I read Rain Havoc, and then I just started reading like these Godless people, and they just seemed like the coolest people, and whatever this movement was, I just wanted to be involved somehow, and so that's how I wrote like Hamster's Ball was the first extreme horror story I wrote. And then part of it was inspired by Dead Inside, because in Dead Inside he like repeatedly says, "Not me." It's just kind of stupid. He's like, I read it in this voice. It was like, "Not me. I just fuck dead girls." And
so Chandler,
It really is.
we have
It's
to make
like on
sure we
brand.
tell him next
Yeah.
week.
and
Fancy pants, 100%.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
With his glasses down.
Yeah.
and I got the idea. I was like, I basically was like, "Not me. I just fuck hamster." But like the idea of that story came to me because it just made me laugh. I was like, really stupid.
So
sorry.
it's almost like a Dead Inside parody.
There's a definite like line because the whole book I was just, oh my god, and yeah, so in a way it is the way the main character is like just internal monologue. I'm gonna just fuck this hamster. I don't care about anyone.
Nice.
And,
I think Chandler will be very happy.
Oh my god, Chandler's gonna be thrilled. He's gonna be like, "Hamsters what?" And we're gonna be like, "Look,
We'll send it to you. We'll send
we
it to
got you."
We know the guy.
We're gonna need a Benetti Morrison collab.
I do not think
Wouldn't
my
that
brain
be
would
fucking
handle that.
something? Holy shit.
I don't think my brain could handle it. I'm going to be 100%. I don't think.
That is like two complete ends of the continuum. Oh, break my brain. I fucking love it. So I want to know what inside of your brain, Robert, was like, hey, I want to write a full-length novel. I'm going to write a full long book. And I'm going to make that book about a serial killer who slaps old people to death.
Well,
and then that's how we get to slapping. But like,
Yeah.
what in your brain was like, I'm gonna slap these old fucks to death.
Well, that one actually came from, so I'd always watch, I'm like, really love horror movies. And one of my favorite types of horror movies is the teenagers partying and they're all hooking up and eventually getting killed. I just always, for some reason, I always like those movies that split. And then I read this article about elderly people in retirement homes have like some of the highest rates of STDs.
They sure as hell do, my friend. They sure as hell do.
Yeah, they're all having sex constantly, and they don't have to worry about the baby, and I don't know, just like gray genitals, and there's a lot going on there. So that was kind of the beginning of that idea, and I was talking to a couple of friends, and we're just like just going back and forth, and one of them was talking about this something strangler because we live outside DC, and I think it was like a DC serial killer, and someone else mentioned like the butcher or something, how they always have this nickname, and I was like, how come? I was like, wouldn't it be funny if someone slapped people to death? And I was like, the South Slapper or something. So I just took that elderly people idea, horror movie, and slapped it, mixed them together, and I felt like it was a story. Like I wanted it to be longer because I felt like there was a lot there I could mess around with, and that's how that book kind of came to be.
Oh, we could probably do this so people can see it.
It totally took me into that Bubba Hotep space.
Oh yeah, and
this is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that or read that, which I'm kind of glad, because that's like a classic. So,
oh my God, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I watched the movie after I wrote the book. I'm glad I hadn't seen it before because it might have scared me away from even having like elderly protagonists or anything. But yeah, I think people seem to really like this one.
Oh my God, yes.
Well, there's so much to it. That's the thing, is there's so much to it. And you know that my biggest complaint is the old ball sacks. It's fucking gross, and it's all in that book.
That's why it's horror, Christina.
It is. It's like my one, like, I can't stand old man balls, and I can't stand people spitting in each other's mouths. Two triggers that I didn't know I had.
I want to spit in mouth in the next story.
I swear to God, I will
add that to your
come to
working
DC.
outline.
I can't, like, there's just, I can like read about babies being thrown into blenders, Ash Eric Moore. I can read about like just the most disgusting things. But if you write about spitting in somebody's mouth, or you write about old people balls, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
And I think a lot of old people came from, my dad's very like strange. He's like a rageaholic hoarder.
Wow.
And he's just like an interesting guy. He kind of looks like Danny DeVito with hair or something. Like he's not and he's just an interesting guy, and he collects stuff. Like he'll collect cowboy hats. He went through a phase, and it will just be like stacks of cowboy hats around him, and he went through a phase with canes he would collect. So I always kind of, and then I have like a lot of weird relatives. Both my parents are from Cuba. So I think they're like kind of like a little more loud and stuff. But even though they came when they were kids, but there's like been a lot of weird stuff. Like my grandfather he was a germaphobe, so he would stand up on toilet seats in public and crouch to to poop. Like he wouldn't even put the toilet paper down, and he always wore a bow tie for some reason. But
so he looked dapper while he was doing it. That's smart though.
But your ancestral lineage is something
fascinating.
I am into it.
Without a doubt, we're gonna need this book. This is the book we've been waiting for.
It's a bunch of weird stuff, but the nutsack thing I think came from my dad also has had like health problems, and one time he was in a hospital and he was wearing this gown, and I posted in a subcom about it recently because but he like did something where like his gown opened and it just looked like a bunch of deflated party balloons or something down there.
Wow.
And I was kind of didn't know what I was looking at exactly, and it was the same time he needed to wipe, and I accidentally passed him like an alcohol wipe.
Oh my God.
And he was like screaming and stuff. But
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would assume that is a natural reaction.
But
you said I didn't know what I was looking at, and my brain automatically was like, your future.
Oh, maybe.
Future.
Oh, maybe.
We all end up in that space unless we're lucky enough to die first.
Or lucky enough to have vagina.
Yeah. It's not a foreskin, it's a 10 skin, right?
So here's a very interesting tidbit for both of you. For folks who get laid up with medical illnesses that require them to be bedbound for several months, it only takes about a week for the testicles to become so swollen that they are literally the size of a bowling ball. Now, I was aware of this as far as it goes for it literally will inflate to the size of a cantaloupe. Yes, because it's dependent edema. It's where all of the fluid settles. It happens to settle in the scrotum. But Christina, what I would just like you to know is this is not a problem is specific to men. I recently was informed by a group of ICU nurses that it also happens to the vulva. So I went to the Google and I was like, vulva edema in ICU patients, and had an entire Google image page full of images of vulvas the size of watermelons. Because when you are on your back for that long, your genitals will swell up like whoa. So just imagine your dad and his old man balls were like laid up in bed for months on end. They would be enormous.
I've actually seen that before in person.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah,
it's horrifying.
Yeah, it is really horrifying.
But thank you for validating me that I am not shitting people's dick, because this is real. Yeah, see, Dr. Google just showed you.
You can't look at this. You can't look at this. What are you doing? Super Nintendo map world. Okay, got it. Okay.
I'm gonna need a palate cleanser.
Look at me. Look at me. Hear me. Look at me. Hear me. Don't fucking do that.
Don't Google that. But Google it. To start with testicular edema in ICU patients, and then switch over to the vulva. You're gonna want to start with the testicular is a little less horrifying. Well, Jamie.
Now I have so many questions.
I'll answer all of them for you at the right time. Hey, I have another question for you that is similar to my last question, but slightly different. So when you decided to pull together a short story collection, and I'm pretty sure this was your first short story collection, which came first? The title, Small Stories to Read in One Shitting, or the concept of creating a collection of stories people could read across multiple poopings?
I don't know how it came to me, this one per se. I know that I had seen a couple of people put out books of drabbles, and I didn't know what a drabble was. And I was really familiar with flash fiction, but I think I was just like, oh, that's a cool concept. But I hadn't seen any horror author, or I don't even know what this genre of this particular one would be, but maybe like Splatterpunk or something, but splatter poop book. But
poop, is it a poop chap? A poop.
A poop chat. Yeah.
A poop chap.
Yeah. A neat English gentleman made poop.
A poop chap book.
Yeah, I thought of that. I hadn't seen a bathroom book from like the horror community, at least that I know of. So that kind of was where the idea came from, and I thought that it would be really neat to have drabbles, kind of like microfiction, flash fiction, some like poems, and I thought if I could just kind of make it a kind of creative reading experience where no story was a huge commitment, and if they didn't like that one, it was over in 3 pages or sometimes 1 page or half a page.
You
I
even
just,
have like borderline haiku in here sometimes.
yeah, I just the full, and I actually wrote this faster.
So good.
And I wrote this. I was like, I'm not usually very fast to get something out, but this one I was very inspired weirdly, and I wrote that whole book in maybe a month.
Wow, that's
but
literally like 1 entry a day.
yeah,
Yeah, there's like
that I would knock out like a story a day because they're that short. I could do that, and I would edit them. And
yes, I love it. I love it.
And I have to say, my favorite story is in this one. And he knows because I talk about it all the time. It's called Rundown. That's my favorite. It lives rent free in my brain.
oh,
And it will. I would have loved to have had much longer, but it works. And it's sad. Like you're going to be pooping and you're going to be sad. So like.
well, that one, are you familiar with the comedian Stephen Wright?
Oh
No.
my God, yes.
Well, that one I was.
Sorry, continue.
Well, that one I was doing a Stephen Wright impression. I was just really bored one day, and I just made up a bunch of Stephen Wright like jokes. And that idea for Rundown came from like a joke I made up in his voice, where it's like it was something. It was like, "Wouldn't it stink if we're all made of wood and it rained nails or something?" And that was the whole. That story just came from that. And a few of them come from like just a weird random, like Seeing Eye Dog. I don't know if.
Oh my God, I love that story so much.
Yeah, that one came from a joke I used to do. Was have you ever been so lonely you dress up like a dog just to trick people into touching you?
Oh my God.
That's how I came up with that story.
You can get Seeing Eye Dog on Godless, y'all, and it is a trip. It is a trip.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
MG. My favorite one from the small stories to read in one shitting was Ed Gein, interior designer. Because it's really like a one-liner stand-up joke. You know, you and me, we have shared love of comedy. But Ed Gein, interior designer, I was like, how do I not absolutely love this?
Yeah.
So
like
good.
more skin.
It'll really deaden up the place.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know.
So great. Oh, have you got another question for him? He's got so many fucking books.
I know. That's
over what? Like, what are we? We were almost only at like 9 months.
Oh.
I have a list of, hold on. I wrote them all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14.
And I don't know if I wrote the last
since October.
14, maybe 15.
Oh,
yeah.
Because a lot of times I don't feel like I'll see someone like Ash Eric Moore or Ash Eric Moore, and
that is an extreme situation that no other human being on this planet can live up to.
I like to think that there's like 14 Ash Eric Moores.
I think there is. It's kind of like the Anonymous with the mask.
Yeah.
Yes. Ash Eric Moore is Legion.
Yeah.
Like he literally splits himself through like mitosis.
Yes.
There's a whole band of like 5 Ash Ericmores wearing Skeletor masks in his upstairs study writing books.
Oh yeah.
But they have become like skeletons because he won't let them out.
Yes.
I think what is, at least for me as like an author, creative person, and important, because I have gotten to that thing where it's like, holy shit, he's sorry about that, putting out a book, like an actual book, like not just a short story, like he's putting out a book a month almost.
Yeah.
And so it can make you almost feel like you're not doing enough or something. But it's interesting because it's easy to try to like compare yourself or something. But what I think is really cool, especially with like the horror community right now, is like everyone is providing something pretty unique.
Oh yeah.
So he's creating something that's like completely his own, and then Simon McCarty and Sean Hawker, and it just like so unique. So it's almost ridiculous to, I had it like just for like a brief moment, like, oh, I need to get to work, but it doesn't, my process is maybe a little bit slower than that. But I think I am putting out stuff, and I hope that it gives people something that might be like unique to them, or a new unique reading experience, I would say.
And
I think
that
you're doing
actually kind of rolls into one of my questions. You know, we go from Hamster's Ball to your newer stuff, and there's such, and Marian and I were talking about this before, there's such a difference in your writing voice from that to now. I don't want to say that your newer stuff is for smart kids. I don't want to say that, but that's what I mean when I say that. The vocabulary is higher, the writing is tighter, like a hamster's ass.
The comedy is nuanced.
Yes, and it's more like the 2 roads diverged in a wood, like that. Leaps and bounds from what you started with, but at the same time not, because you wrote Unfit, and that was actually, I mean, Hamster's Ball was the one that I caught my attention, but Unfit was the one that I knew that you were going to go somewhere, because that one affected me so harshly. And I was like, do you have kids? Like, you almost are like, you're not prepared. I wasn't prepared going from that to that. And then you have, you know, this one. You know,
Merry Christmas.
I don't really feel like I need to talk about this one. Just get it and read it, friends. Just get it and read it.
It's a holiday classic.
It is. Vagina mouths everywhere for everyone.
Yes.
But my thing is that you can watch you go from one end to the other. And I think that that's interesting. And everyone knows I'm a fangirl of yours. Like, it's not a secret, you know? But seeing that is impressive to me. I don't have a question. I'm just making statements.
Well, what's interesting is you say that, so 2 roads diverged in a wood, the nurturing.
Yes, that's the one that popped into my mind.
Yeah, and which was the one with the Confederate ghost and stuff.
Yes.
And then what was the third one? The last one, Lonely and or Murder.
Yes.
Lonely Road to Nowhere. All 3 of those are actually older. Like a couple of years old.
Wow.
So I actually like just edited them because I had them on my computer, and maybe added some stuff I've learned along the way, and then I released them. Like, so those 3 are maybe like a couple of years older than Hamster's Ball.
So you were writing the smart kid stuff early. I like it.
But I have like I think it depends on what in my mind the story sounds like or feels like. Because my tone might change or the writing style might change slightly depending on what the story kind of feels like to me in my head. Like the Two Roads Diverge in a Wood, I knew I wanted it to be this kind of like fluid, almost like he was shot in the stomach and he's going through this road and he's seeing all the stuff from like back in time. And I wanted it to feel like, in a way, he's kind of like flowing through life, and also like the life of the universe in a way, and then to his death, which I wanted to have that like fluid kind of narration to it. So I think it just maybe it depends on the story in particular, and then I've written some stuff that's also older, that's like one I haven't released called The Burp Snart.
So we're going to go how we are all symbiotic to the flow of the universe to the burp snart.
And I feel
that's
that
what's
on
wonderful about
level. You. Right. And that's, you say that, but it's so true. Like he has something for everyone.
It's
you
the
want
range.
Comedy, and that's, I think that's something that people don't realize is they see you for, Hamster's Ball, they see you for the slapping. They don't see that complete range.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Actually the collection I have with D&T next year is a lot of stories that I think you would enjoy, because they're kind of they're before I found extreme horror, but I already was a huge like Clive Barker reader, and so there's gore and stuff like that, but they're more like heady, I guess, in a way. More like really dark Twilight Zone.
I freaking love it.
Existential, like really weird.
I'm sorry. You said existential. I'm like the existential.
I know.
Like,
both Christina and I were like, yeah.
You say the E word, I'm on it.
And that one's called Identical Voice That Speaks Backwards, and I think it'll be out in June. And that one I'm excited about, because these are like some of my favorite stories that I haven't released. And I have a comic book that's being made. That'll be in the back of the collection, which I'm really excited.
I've seen a panel and it's amazing.
Oh,
it's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love reading books that make me question my purpose for existence. Yeah.
What's kind of weird about like all of the stuff is, like I said, I had been writing for a long time, and was kind of like the quintessential guy in his mid-20s that I guess other people might be like, Jesus, what, that guy's going nowhere kind of thing. But I just wrote all the time, and stuff would get rejected, but it wasn't until I found like Godless that other people other than like my girlfriend would read my stuff, and I've just been like so blown away that people even enjoy it or like it. And yeah, it's just really been a neat, since October it went from like only rejection to all this really neat stuff happening. So
that's wild to me.
Yeah,
all of a sudden the tide turns just completely. Complete 180 for you. Isn't it amazing how that goes? It really is.
And that's the thing, is if you hadn't started on Godless, like, would we be here? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I like credit that, and I'll always be really thankful to Drew, because I credit him with, I mean, he created something where I could share my work with people, and it wouldn't be the same if I just released on Amazon.
Right.
Uncle Drew, man. Uncle Drew out there taking care of all of us.
That guy. He's a mover and a shaker.
All right, my babies. we're going to take a quick break because it is time to give Uncle Drew more mad props and shout out our home base, which is Godless. And then we'll be back in like 20 seconds and it'll be time for the rapid fire 4. You get the first round
Brand new
rapid fire 4. We will be right back. Bye. Hey kids, looking for a way to affordably access the best and wildest independent extreme horror currently in existence? Godless Horrors is the place to be. Go to www.godless.com to gain access to thousands of extreme horror and splatterpunk books from the genre's best and brightest independent authors. Godless Horrors offers every title in their catalog in a variety of formats to ensure compatibility with your favorite digital reading device. Strapped for cash? No worries. Godless has a fantastic collection of free titles ready for instant download, with other titles in their collection rarely exceeding $3 to $4. Again, go to www.godless.com or download the app and tell them what the fuck you're looking for. Come join the Godless tribe today. Forever delightfully deviant. Forever godless.
God.
Hold on. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to make a word happen, and it's bitch licks, and I don't know why, but I really fucking like that word. So here's the thing for our listeners. If you know where bitch licks comes from, DM me on Facebook and I will send you a gift.
I like that you've read probably like over 100,000 books and it all congealed to create those words together.
No, it wasn't me. It was another author. It was an author who wrote it, and I don't know why, but like it stuck with me. And I told them, I'm not saying him or her, I told them that I was going to try to make it work, and I'm going to work it into every single fucking episode I'm in this season.
Christina,
bitch licks.
Christina,
I'm great.
Stop trying to make bitch licks happen.
It's not gonna happen.
That's so fetch.
Right? And I told this person, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna work it into every single episode. So if you know it, DM me and I'll send you a gift. I'll send you something special.
All right.
30 in that movie, wasn't she? Rachel McAdams.
I think they all were.
Yeah. It was like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man. Like he's 87.
I fucking love it. I love Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
I am ready to ride this Mean Girls wave throughout the rest of the season. Don't even
Let's do it.
Me.
Let's do it.
All right, bitch licks. Are you ready for the rapid fire 4?
Oh.
4 questions, 4 answers. 0 time to think ahead. We need an answer immediately. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Let's do this. Christina, hit him.
Okay. If someone was to write a memoir, what would your title be?
A memoir about you.
Yes.
I swear I don't do hamster butt stuff.
Nice. You can't prove I do hamster
good one.
butts.
Yeah, you can't prove that I do hamster butt stuff.
I like that answer.
Tell Christina another one. To make an RJ spaghetti, you have to have flaky meatballs.
Flaky
meatballs.
And now I can only think about balls. I
was thinking chlamydia, it's just a state of mind, right?
Okay, real life. I was a unit secretary on a maternity unit, and we had a lady come in who was going to have a little girl, and she didn't know what to name the little girl. And in the waiting room, we had all these pamphlets on STDs, and she saw chlamydia on the one STD and decided that's a pretty name.
Oh wow.
Please
and
tell
we
me
had
that's
to be
a
like,
joke.
no, that is not a joke. And we had to be like, oh no, honey, you don't want to name your baby chlamydia. That's a venereal disease.
That's setting her up for failure.
All right, question 2.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
If I sat you down and put an explosive collar on your neck, battle royale style, and told you had 30 minutes to write a book for me and Christina's kids, or the collar would explode and your head would blow up, what would the children's book be called and what would it be about?
Children's book would be called "The Darkness is Just Light Flipped," and and it would be about a group of people living in a neighborhood, and it's always nighttime, and they're scared of the light and the creatures that come in the light. And you learn that they're all vampires, but they're pacifists, and then all the good people are trying to murder them. I mean, all the humans.
How did you just come up with that?
I don't know. Made it up.
Okay, well, we're done.
Okay, so if you're not watching on YouTube, you cannot see my facial expression right now, but hello.
What? Gonna need this ASAP. Thank you.
That would be a great book for elementary kids.
Oh yeah.
Like my 9-year-old going on 10-year-old would fucking love that. Can we get that?
Yeah. So
Yeah, man. You know,
now that it's in the universe, we need it.
So the darkness is just the light flipped.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay, write that down.
Mm.
Christina, hit it with number
Sorry.
3.
Sorry, I was hearing like scraping. It's the vacuum cleaner. It's like,
Oh,
what the
I
fuck
was
is
gonna say,
happening?
no, that's just my laugh.
Oh. Next.
When we do the listener surveys, they're all like, you guys are great, but tell Marian to stop fucking laughing like that. Christ.
And like, how do you?
I
how
know
do you stop
I
laugh?
know what my flaws
you-
are. Give me a fucking break.
It's like the review you got. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
If I wanted your opinion, we'd give it to you. Shut up.
Well,
Like,
it's you remember Santa Muerte Claus had on Amazon Roy and Susie left a review. Yeah. I just picture like a couple from the Midwest, like, oh no.
Fuck you, Roy and Susie. My laugh's my laugh.
right?
Mhm.
Like a bunch of reading Karens.
Yeah, but they're in the Santa Muerte Claus too, which should be out in December. So,
Fuck yeah.
and they're not gonna go well for them.
They gonna die.
I did. Oh, I can't wait to see you again, Roy and Susie. This is gonna be great.
See with yeah.
So
all right,
the
Christina.
next one is, sorry, I had to make sure I was right. Which character is your least favorite and why?
Least favorite as like a person, like if he was a real person or if they were a real person. Or...
Just who, when you write, like who is your least favorite?
Which of your characters are you like, fuck that guy?
Yeah.
This is a hard question. I think a lot of the times maybe it's the peripheral characters that in a weird way I I dislike them. So I like having the protagonist, or even if they're like awful protagonists, having an interaction with peripheral characters where the peripheral characters might be like more closer to the norm of society, and the protagonist is kind of having a weird interaction with them because they're not normal. I would say maybe I don't like those kind of people. Not in general. I like most people, but maybe those are the characters I dislike the most. And I think you have like a school principal named Darissa or something.
Fuck that hoe.
Yeah. I put her in this. So she's a good example. I put her in this thing. I'm a book I'm writing now. So Because I know she's annoying, and just what I picture her being like. I put her in this book. And I know I don't like her as I'm writing it, and yeah, it doesn't go well for her either. I'll just
my
say.
God, I have some names that I'll DM you later.
So just so everyone knows,
right?
Just so everyone knows, Darissa is my kid's principal that I called inept and told her she sucked at her job. And I informed her that I would be at the school board to make sure that her contract was not renewed because I'm a cunt canoe. So, but the teachers love me. So, I mean,
weeping. So just so you know, a really excellent reason to make friends with RJ Benetti is that he will use his books to kill the people that you hate.
Anybody in the splatter community, like you can have hits out on people in books. It's fantastic.
But just going through daily life, there's always a person you're like, God, that guy sucks. Like,
yay!
I cross him in the lobby all the time, and he always looks at me weird and doesn't say hello, or I don't know. Hey, I'll just make a character like that as a peripheral character in a story, just because also I find it funny. These fun, yeah, it's just fun to kill them.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Well, because I can't write to save my life.
Yeah,
so
me neither.
Somebody has to.
I mean, I can write nonfiction, but I'm not good at fiction. I'm just not a creative bitch. All right, are you ready?
Last
question. Final question. If you suddenly came across a very disgruntled and angry Michael Myers in the wilderness, which trauma response would you default to? Fight, flight, or freeze?
Oh, definitely flight.
Oh, fight. Tell me more about it.
Flight. I would run.
Flight.
Smart.
Because he never runs. And I mean, the people that get killed.
Point.
Oh, now here's the thing. He don't have to run to catch up with you, son.
But I think their problem is they'll run to a house and stop. And I mean, he eventually reaches the house.
Right.
They just run to their car and drive to like San Diego. I think they'd be okay.
Okay, you might have a point. I find this logic to be sound. So congratulations, validated. You have successfully survived the test of the rapid fire for this time.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome, the very first brand new rapid fire for season 2. Thank you, RJ, so much for coming here and hanging out with us, even though you knew we were going to torment you for like 2 hours. You're an angel.
Pure torment.
Tell the people about the stuff that you've got coming.
So I have a lot of cool stuff coming. I'm collaborating with Brian Barry. So that's
exciting.
A slasher we're working on. I don't want to reveal too much, but basically it'll be, I'll just say it's a conjoined twin slasher. They're conjoined twins.
Nice.
So fucking excited.
And it was going to switch POV. So like he'll write, I named the characters Leo and Nard. Nard will be like a skinnier conjoined twin.
Nard. Which one are you, Leo or Nard?
Leo. He's the bigger, like.
You're Leo. Okay.
Nice.
No, Leo. I'm Nard.
Oh, you're Nard. Oh, that makes that track.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And you both will be in the book.
We're so excited.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Now I'm scared.
So
I am not scared. I'm
always scared. I'm always scared. Hopefully
that'll be out next year. I have Santa Muerte Clause 2 North Pole Necrofest.
Nice.
Which will be December, I hope. And then I've been working on like a longer work, which will be, it won't be a novella, it'll be a little longer than that. Probably like 200 pages or so, I think, called Satanimals. And it's like a possessed animal story.
And we may or may not have an exclusive cover reveal on Satanimals for you. Yes. On the Mothers of Mayhem Facebook community group at some point in time here. So
Yeah, so I have those, and I'm working on a story with Josh Davis, which he just announced
Yes.
yesterday. And he approached me with that story idea. He messaged me, and it was just so disgusting and funny, and I hadn't heard this concept before, so I was really excited that he reached out.
That
And then
is exciting.
hopefully I have the D&T collection.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
And then next year I'm gonna probably not have monthly releases anymore, because I want to work on like novellas, kind of Brian Barry, Tim style, how just kind of create little longer pieces. So I have some good ideas for those.
Yay!
And one of them is Saturday Night Cleaver Face. And it's I hadn't seen a disco themed, so it'll take place in like a Studio 54 type place, and it's a creature. As I was thinking, and then another one, that damned tooth saw chewed me to bits, and it's a kind of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre type thing, except the chainsaw has teeth, like human teeth on it. And that one will probably be my next after Satanimals. And then I an ET alien extraterrestrial horror thing I want to write. That will take place in a water park. Then I have one that takes place in an arcade with poltergeists. So I have like all these ideas that I want to create these longer pieces. So hopefully that'll all be next year, if I can crank them out at a good pace, and
oh my God,
they don't suck, hopefully.
I'm pretty sure they probably won't.
Yeah.
And all of that is very exciting to me. Oh
Great.
my God, right? I'm not huge into alien horror per se, but as soon as you were like, and that takes place in a water park, my brain was
boom,
like,
done.
it what?
Yeah.
Done. Boom.
I'm so in.
For that one's going to be more like The Thing, extraterrestrial. So
nice.
if you like that movie, it kind of not exactly like that, but kind of a similar type.
I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Oh, you're thinking of They Will Live.
Bubblegum.
Yeah, that's They Live.
Is that They Live?
That's They Live. The thing is, Kurt Russell.
Yeah,
yes!
Kurt Russell. Yeah.
It's one of the only horror films that I actually can sit through and not throw up on myself.
I love Kurt Russell. I was just thinking about
He's
him
okay.
yesterday and how handsome he still is, even when he plays Santa.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched that Kurt Russell Christmas movie on Netflix?
No.
Oh my God. He is the hottest fucking Santa I have ever seen in my life. I love him so much.
Tim Allen is pretty. No, I'm just teasing. No.
Were you doing the?
I can understand that. I can understand. Is that Dwight in the background? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Give us one more shot of Dwight.
Ugh.
Oh, hi, Bubba. We love you.
Like, oh my God, they're still around.
RJ, while you give us more Dwight, where, if the people would like to contact you, where's the best place for them to find you or to reach out? What do you like?
Facebook is kind of the thing I'm most active on, under RJ Benetti, and I'm always I love when people message me, or if they've read a story or something. So, and I also have a Facebook group now, which is just weird memes, movie stuff, what people are reading.
Yeah. We have a really good time in that group. That group is called Benetti's Bloodies, and it's basically buddies with an L, so BLUDDIES. Thoroughly recommend that you join that group because it is fun, and everybody in there is sweet as candy.
Well, I'm in there, so I know that's a lie.
Yes, sure. Well, you haven't been a bitch bag in there yet, so
I'm on my best behavior. I feel like I save all of that for my Facebook page.
Yeah. So they can join or message me. I'm always like hearing from people.
Yes.
And cool. A few people that had reached out who had read some of my stuff are now going to like put out their own stuff. And it's just cool to have like those connections, because I genuinely really appreciative of anyone that checks the stuff out or reaches out. So yeah, feel free to reach out, or if you ever need advice or anything like that. Even though
RJ is also a member of our Facebook fan community, so you can come join all of us in the Mothers of Mayhem official Facebook group. Just post him in your comments or in your posts. We will approve that shit and you can get straight to him. In our FB group, you can find links to the mom merch store. The more you support us, hopefully the better quality sounding shows you will get. We have not yet gathered enough income to upgrade our sound equipment, and we're working very hard on that, but we know that sometimes this is not great for you guys. We're doing our best. You can also find our ultimate fan community reading soundtrack playlists, which I update, especially on Spotify, all the time, but you can find the links to both the YouTube lists and the Spotify ones, which are constantly growing. You get exclusive info, you get content, giveaway opportunities. We have a new giveaway happening right now for the start of this season. It is enormous,
and no one's like taken me up on it yet. It's a signed Chandler Morrison. It's a signed Ryan Harding.
Oh my god, I need all of
Mike Enenbach.
Oh my god, I need all three.
What the fuck is happening?
I'll
take all those bitches for myself. Like, I don't even care.
And as always, you can send your questions, comments, pictures of dildos for Christina, as well as memes of my mortal enemy, Zach Attack Baggins. Fuck that guy.
Love him. Love him.
I fucking hate him, Zach Baggins. You heard me, Baggins. I don't know you personally,
but I hope you
push your bed. Hate you. And you can send all of that stuff to our email address, momextremepodcast@gmail.com. That's m.o.m.extremepodcast@gmail. If you are listening rather than watching on the YouTubes, visit our Anchor homepage and leave us a voice message. You might be surprised to hear your own voice bleeding at you through your favorite podcast streaming platform in an upcoming episode. This content is an exclusive bonus only found on our uploads to pod streaming services and was a lot of fun to have going last season. Finally, thank you once more to singer-songwriter Amigo the Devil for allowing us to use his song Hungover in Jamestown as our theme. Until next time, go raise some hell, children.
Make your weird book mommies proud.
Yay! Thank you, RJ. We love you.
Thanks so much for having me. I had a blast.
Oh, yay. We'll have you back again.
Okay.
Bye, nerd.
Goodbye.
Life is a joke. Death is the punchline. Oh, la, 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 la.